Welcome back to another episode of MJ Loves Toku. I guess that's how I would say this. Anyway, I'm talking about Kamen Rider Brain, episode 2. It's a little review. I gotta admit, my prejudice against Brain and Drive kind of fluctuated throughout this, but I really found it enjoyable, and I'm going to talk about why as I share some images with you. I'll have these linked on the blog as well. You can see them scrolling by in the video on YouTube. So, the episode starts off with Dr. Crystal Pepler. I believe the actor's name is Chris Pepper. Anyway, and that's like the source of the joke. Anyway, Brain's trying to henshin and he can't, and it's explained that he was the one brought back because he's the lowest threat level, but he could potentially be a Kamen Rider and disrupt the plans of this Mu group. And it turns out that Mu is this. I like the structure of the villain group is very vague. But basically, they've grabbed a bunch of evil Kamen Riders from movies and shows and stuff, and they're being used in this plot that Brain easily overcomes. I would say it's funny. He ends up finding his henshin pose is pushing up his glasses, which I appreciate. It's being dramatic with his hand and then pushing up his glasses, which I appreciate as somebody who wears glasses and has seen lots of anime. And I sometimes though you may cringe, do the anime eyeglasses push up thing. But anyway, the little mini arc for Brain is cool because, again, I never liked him in Drive. I still don't like him. But the idea is that he hates the ruthless, pure evil of people who are like whoever the professor was that made the Romulans in the first place. I cannot remember his name right now, but he was the iPad, and then he turned into the Gold Drive or whatever. I'm going light spoilers for Drive. There's an evil version of Drive, and it's the creator of the Romulans, and I don't even know what his plot was now. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But that guy's cruelty is something that Mu kind of carries on, and the real reason that the professor picked him is because Brain detests that because of how he was treated by that guy, and how his friends and allies were treated too, and the heartlessness and the carelessness of it really drives him nuts, and he can't stand it. So he's gonna fight with all he has to destroy these guys, which works for me because it isn't taking everything about Brain and throwing it out and making him a completely new character. It's saying this flawed dude hates these guys more than anything else, so he's gonna fight tooth and nail to beat them. And I like the idea of that character. It's a kind of a twist on the classic show writer thing of kidnapped, turn into a vessel of evil or whatever, an agent of evil, and then you get to keep your mind. Well, he gets to keep his mind, but his mind was already twisted and not so good, but it still works in this situation, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, then they proceed to have a pretty cool fight scene, which is a mix of parody and comedy and legitimately well done action work. And props to all these suit actors who probably just did this thing that was thrown together pretty quickly. I thought it looked pretty cool when it was supposed to, and Brain has all these weird things, like he's got these poison hands and he's got his dumb handkerchief thing, but he's got two of them somehow now. Did he pull one from the professor? I don't know. They match though. Anyway, he has poison hands, and then he puts his poison all over his handkerchiefs, and then he throws them at the faces of his enemies, and that was pretty hilarious to me. And then something even better, it's actually a better joke, is he gets the sunglass slasher from Ghost, and because he has glasses, and it's his glasses sword, or it's glasses blade, and he dramatically swings that around, and that's when you get the most cool or I don't know, well, the most legitimate fighting stuff going on for the most part, and that's a lot of fun, especially because he beats Dark Ghost, and Dark Ghost mentions that it's a repaint, and I thought that was pretty darn funny. So I liked how they did, it's funny, this Brain special thing is it seems like it's building towards something larger, which is fine, but it also very much feels like it can stand on its own as its own little self-contained story, which is cool. And they do some interesting characters or interesting things with the character, although they don't really, while maintaining who the character of Brain is, as well as I can remember, as far as I can remember. So that's pretty cool. So you get to see a lot of old suits that are really great, and then there's some fun twists on the old, traditional rider stuff. So like he doesn't do a rider kick, he does a rider headbutt basically, and that was pretty cool, especially because his enemy, when it happened, I was just as surprised as the grasshopper looking dude with the horns that he was fighting was, because I was like, oh, he missed with the kick, that's weird. But I thought, like, well, it is Brain, so maybe he's kind of lame in that way. But no, it turns out that it was so that he could do this headbutt, and then he tells the guy, like, don't you know my brain is my most powerful weapon? And yeah, anyway, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. So anyway, I enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. It tickled me, and then at the very end, whatever, if you like Medic and Heart, I guess seeing them together was cool with Brain. And we get this, the last image we see really is this top secret drive project called Neo Core Driviers for Kamen Rider. And I suspect that means that Kamen Rider's coming back. So that's the end of my review. I'm glad I watched it. It was fun. A nice little diversion. But yeah, Drive's not for me. Definitely not for me. But I enjoyed them kind of kicking this guy around because I don't like him very much. And it, I don't know, felt like it was sort of making fun of Drive, but it in a happy way. I get the sense the people who worked on this like Drive and want to do more with it, and they were having fun with those fun elements, but I don't like those fun elements because they just don't work for me. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe, share, like. You can visit mjmunoz.com for more of my work. This will be archived there as well as on YouTube. And if you really like what I do and want to support me and enable me to do a lot more stuff, because time's money, and if you give me money, I have more time to do stuff. You can go to coffee.com/mjmunoz, and that's it. You can check out my playlists of other stuff. I've got another Rider cast, I've got this Brain thing, I've got other tokusatsu reviews, and lots of other stuff. So anyway, take care, until next time.